Hey everyone, welcome back to Fact Quest. Have you ever stopped to think about the words you use every day, like, why do we spill the beans when someone lets a secret slip? Or why do we tell someone to break a leg when we really don't want them to break anything at all? Our language is full of these quirky sayings and phrases. So get ready to journey through time as we uncover the surprising origins of 10 popular sayings. You might just be surprised at what you learn. Let's kick things off with spill the beans. You know, that moment when someone accidentally reveals a secret? Turns out this saying has roots in ancient Greece. Back then, they didn't vote with paper ballots like we do. They used beans. Each citizen would drop a bean into a jar, a white bean for yes and a black bean for no. Now imagine someone tripping and sending those beans flying everywhere. Chaos. The vote would be compromised, the secret out in the open. And just like that, spilling the beans became synonymous with revealing something that was supposed to be kept hidden. Next time you hear someone spill the beans, remember those tumbling beans of ancient Greece. Alright, this next one is not for the faint of heart. Bite the bullet. We use it to describe facing a difficult situation with courage and determination. Picture this: the throes of battle, a field hospital, and limited medical supplies. Anesthesia? Forget about it. Surgeries were performed with little more than a swig of whiskey and something to clench your teeth on. Soldiers would literally bite down on a lead bullet to endure the excruciating pain of surgery. Can you imagine the grit that must have taken? It's a stark reminder of the harsh realities of the past and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. So the next time you're facing a daunting task, remember those brave soldiers and the sacrifices they made. Channel their strength and bite the bullet, metaphorically of course. Let's lighten the mood a bit, shall we? Break the ice. We use it all the time to describe those initial interactions that ease tension and get a conversation flowing. But did you know this phrase has a nautical origin? Imagine a frozen harbor, ships locked in place, unable to move. Breaking through that ice was essential for trade, communication, and exploration. And just like breaking through physical ice, breaking the ice in a social setting is about creating a pathway for connection. So the next time you're in a new situation, remember those icebreaker ships and the importance of taking that first step. Now let's dive into a phrase that's a little more peculiar: mad as a hatter. We use it to describe someone who's, well, a bit eccentric, shall we say. But this saying has a rather dark and unsettling origin. In the 18th and 19th centuries, hat making was a thriving industry. But there was a hidden danger lurking in those workshops: mercury. This toxic element was used in the process of treating felt, and prolonged exposure had devastating effects on the hatter's health. Mercury poisoning can cause a range of neurological symptoms, including tremors, mood swings, and even hallucinations. So those poor hatters, exposed to mercury day in and day out, often exhibited erratic and unpredictable behavior. Mad as a hatter is a phrase that's steeped in history, but it's also a cautionary tale about the dangers of industrial practices and their impact on human health. This next one might send a shiver down your spine. Saved by the bell. We use it to describe a last-minute rescue, a narrow escape from disaster. But the origins of this phrase are rooted in a very real and very chilling fear: being buried alive. In the past, medical diagnosis wasn't quite as advanced as it is today. And sometimes people who were in a coma or had fallen deeply unconscious were mistaken for dead. The thought of being buried alive was a terrifying prospect, and people took precautions. One such precaution was the safety coffin. These coffins were fitted with a bell above ground, connected to a string that was tied to the deceased's hand. If the person regained consciousness, they could pull the string, ring the bell, and hopefully be saved from a grim fate. Saved by the bell is a phrase that's both eerie and reassuring, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope for a last-minute reprieve. So the next time you hear this phrase, remember those safety coffins and the fear they represented. Alright, let's lighten the mood again with a phrase that's sure to make you smile, raining cats and dogs. We use it to describe those torrential downpours that seem to unleash the fury of the heavens. But where on earth did this peculiar saying come from? Well, buckle up, because this one takes us back to 17th century England. Back then, sanitation wasn't exactly a top priority. Streets were often used as open sewers, and heavy rains had a rather unpleasant habit of washing away all sorts of debris. Dead animals, including cats and dogs, were often caught up in these torrential downpours, creating a rather gruesome sight. Raining cats and dogs might seem like a nonsensical saying, but it's actually a vivid description of the less-than-sanitary conditions of 17th century England. So, the next time you're caught in a downpour, remember those poor cats and dogs of yore and be grateful for modern plumbing. Now let's talk about a phrase that's all about good-natured deception: pulling someone's leg. We use it when we're teasing someone, playing a harmless prank, or telling a tall tale. But the origins of this phrase are a bit more sinister than you might expect. One theory suggests that pulling someone's leg has its roots in the criminal underworld. Imagine dark alleys, shadowy figures, and unsuspecting victims. Thieves would literally trip their victims by pulling their legs, making it easier to rob them. Pulling someone's leg might be all fun and games now, but it's a phrase that's steeped in the history of trickery and deception. So the next time you playfully pull someone's leg, remember those cunning thieves and their less than honorable intentions? Let's shed some light on a phrase that's all too familiar to night owls and workaholics: burning the midnight oil. We use it to describe those late-night study sessions, those all-nighters spent chasing deadlines, those moments when the rest of the world is asleep, but we're still hard at work. Before electricity illuminated our nights, people relied on candles and oil lamps to light their homes. And when you're working late into the night, you're literally burning oil to keep the darkness at bay. Burning the midnight oil is a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome obstacles and achieve great things, even when the odds are stacked against us. Alright, let's step right up and try our luck with this next phrase: close but no cigar. We use it to describe those near misses, those moments when victory is within reach, but just out of grasp. But did you know this saying has its roots in the colorful world of carnivals? In the 19th century, carnivals were all the rage, and games of skill and chance were a major attraction. And what were some of the most coveted prizes? You guessed it, cigars. They were a symbol of status, sophistication, and of course, victory. So imagine you're at the carnival trying your luck at a game of ring toss. You get so close, the ring teetering on the edge of the prize, but it's not quite a win. Close but no cigar, the carnival barker would call out, a taunting reminder that you almost but not quite achieved your goal. Close but no cigar is a reminder that sometimes, even when we come agonizingly close, victory isn't always guaranteed. And finally, let's wrap things up with a phrase that's all too relatable: cold feet. We use it to describe that feeling of hesitation, of doubt, of wanting to back out of a commitment, especially a big one like a wedding. But did you know this saying has its roots on the battlefield? Imagine you're a soldier, standing in formation, the enemy approaching. The air is thick with tension, the ground cold beneath your feet. Fear starts to creep in, and you feel a chill run through your body, starting with your feet. Now, whether this was a physiological response to fear or simply a way to avoid battle, we may never know for sure. But the association of cold feet with hesitation and fear stuck. It's a reminder that even the bravest among us experience moments of doubt, of uncertainty, of wanting to retreat from the challenges ahead. So there you have it, 10 popular sayings, each with a surprising origin story. It's amazing how these phrases have survived for centuries, passed down through generations, connecting us to the past in ways we might never have imagined. What other everyday phrases have fascinating origins? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fact Quest for more fascinating explorations into the wonders of everyday life.